Just 36 watts of LED lighting, and these two groups of tomatoes were planted 44 days ago. On the left is red velvet microdwarf, and I've not pruned it. As a matter of fact, it's a diminutive plant that fits quite well in countertop gardens. Quite a few blooms on it. On the right-hand side is from the Heartbreaker series, and this is the Dora Red. Same situation. It does have quite a number of blooms on it, and it is a larger plant. I have pruned it back multiple times, trying to keep it small enough to stay in this garden. Had hoped to pull it out and put it into some cracky containers. So here's the surprising thing on day 44, that I'm getting green tomatoes forming on the red velvet plants. Not to be outdone, the Dora Red are also putting on green tomatoes. When buying seed packets for tomatoes, they will have days to maturity on the packets. The red velvet says 45 days. The Dora Red says 55 days. Now, keep in mind that your days to maturity for tomatoes is based off of growing those from seed to about 8 weeks before setting those outdoors. In hydroponics, I started mine directly from seed, and in comparison, the seed packets for tomatoes, you basically want to add 8 weeks, around 56 days onto the days to maturity. So for red velvet, you're looking at around 101 days, and for the Dora Red, about 111 days. That being said, I would think that hydroponics indoors is going to give you a larger set of tomato plants, and also optimal conditions. So you might find that the plants look better and have more blooms, especially if they have adequate lighting. I would recommend around 35 watts of LED grow light over 1 square foot when you're doing tomatoes indoors. The light that I'm using is 36 watts, and the garden size is right about optimal for that amount of light. The plants that I'm growing do extend beyond the garden, and so I am pushing a little bit in terms of light coverage. For my nutrients, the AeroGarden liquid plant food has been used, and since the reservoir on the garden that I have is larger than a typical AeroGarden Bounty garden, I have been looking at the Bounty recommendations, which is about 24 milliliters every 2 weeks, and trying to add approximately the same amount, for the plants so far. I'm running out of this nutrient, and the AeroGarden company recently announced that they're going out of business. I have used Dynagrow in the past. Super Thrive has kind of picked up, the Dynagrow brand, and this is a 936 formulation, which is typically used for houseplants, foliage such as lettuce. However, it does seem to do well with other plants. I am using city water. It has a pH around 7.4 and is high for hydroponics, but my plants seem to be adapting to it. The roots are quite profuse and have taken up most of the grow container. Now, I will probably come in and try to trim off some of those and encourage more new roots to grow. You'll find that the root tips are where most of the nutrient and water uptake seems to happen. So the more of the fresh roots that you can get, the better off your grow is probably going to end up. In terms of the upper part of the plants, it's all about canopy management, which is a fancy way of saying that uh, you're managing the amount of plant that is flat across the top and exposed to the grow light. Now, with the plants that I have, normally you would not put 6 tomato plants in such a small garden, and I'm actually impressed that I'm getting the results that I'm getting right now. With multiple plants, you're having them compete for root space as well as available light. And when you restrict the roots, either by a smaller container or multiple plants, it does tend to push the plants into earlier production, maybe smaller fruits, less fruits, but you may be able to get your fresh fruits just a little bit quicker when you're growing. Optimal temperature is oftentimes available on the internet. I am growing these at 77 degrees Fahrenheit. My humidity level is a little bit on the low side at 35%, but I am still seeing nice results. So if you're looking for some indoor tomatoes, definitely start out your seeds sometime soon, because with maturity dates up around 100 days, it would be nice to be able to get your winter crop in prior to having to start out seeds for this coming year. As always, feel free to ask questions. I will do my best to answer questions on this video, as well as check out my channel. I do have other updates. And if you would like, I can try to do some videos that help answer your questions better, as well as cover other topics in hydroponics.